Single Saturday. I want to welcome everybody. As you know,
are you on the? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. As you know,
I will definitely be on transit, but I will be. You understand?
Yep, definitely. Well, as at about 11:15, I'm going to be in transit myself. So I just wanted to have just a quick Saturday morning regular, as we do, just to talk about one or two things and share with each other. Obviously, as you're probably aware, or as you're probably expecting, we're going to definitely talk about the security issue with His Excellency the governor of the FCT, as we know him, because that's something that we definitely need to talk about because it concerns us. When we are pushing for improvements and progress within our country, security wise, and it is the very people that we are trying to work for who are causing the problems. So, this is something that we need to talk about, just as we spoke about the incident on the aircraft a few weeks ago. This is another issue that needs to be discussed amongst people. So, I really would like, besides His Excellency, the Global President, I really would like to have people come on today to share their views on said incident, so that we can see how we can develop and move on. And why, as you're coming in, please don't forget to tap, because we need to get to 1,000, in good time. Yeah, as I said, I really would like to hear people's quick submissions before we go into it. Your Excellency, I hope you're well, and I hope things are okay in Turkey.
I'm good.
Excellent.
About?
Excellent.
Trust me. I have some guests from the United States.
Okay.
Some of my mothers, and it's getting me a bit busy.
Okay, that's good.
Of course, I'm good.
That's good.
Good. I gone. It might be no close and grace to me right in Paramolan. My buying so later on in.
No problem, sir.
So I'm good.
Excellent. So yeah, if there's nobody here to speak yet, I really would before I hand over.
Have they played the intro on
the
StreamYard?
No, not yet.
Tell Tennessee to play the intro.
I've just messaged him.
So let's listen to the intro of the security cluster. So let's Tennessee play the intro first, then before we dive into it.
Right, okay. Tennessee, are you there?
In a world where threats evolve faster than ever, security is not just a privilege, it's a responsibility. Your knowledge is your shield, your vigilance, the first line of defense. This Saturday, the Global Clusters presents a cinematic session of national importance. From the shadows of terrorism to the realities of local insecurity, from cybercrime to the safety of your own neighborhood. Our world is changing. Our response must be bold. Introducing Colonel Michael Gbenga Oshin, retired, a leader forged in the crucible of military and intelligence command. With decades of field-tested experience, Colonel Oshin delivers actionable insights and strategies you can trust. Learn how to protect your loved ones, your assets, and your future. Don't wait for danger to find you. Stand with those who lead. Be part of the movement that secures and empowers. Join us every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. West Africa time. Arrive with questions, leave with clarity. Security starts with you. Every action you take, every precaution you make strengthens the chain of safety for all. Brought to you by the Global Clusters. Visit theglobalclusters.org. Follow us everywhere at the Global Clusters.
Yeah, good morning to one and all. Welcome on board once again to Let's Talk Security with my humble self, Michael Gbenga Oshin, the 001 Global Security Clusters of the Global Cluster, CEO of Clear Cross Group, and also the Director for Security and Protocol at the National Youth Alliance in Nigeria. I'm going to dive straight in. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. Was I appalled? Yes, I was. Was I disappointed? Yes, I was. But like I said earlier on, was I surprised? No, I wasn't. Why? Because of the fact that I've said it on here many a time, and I've said it on here even before I started this, I've said it to people, the arrogance of certain people or certain class of people in Nigeria has reached fever pitch to the point where they believe that we have a law or we have laws in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but those laws don't apply to them because, i.e., they are friends of the president, or they are friends of the minister, or they are friends to the CEO, or they know the IGP, or they know the DPO. And as such, this I know somebody causes them to misbehave. And they don't misbehave slightly, they misbehave off the chain. And their misbehavior causes serious concern for everybody and everything. Now, who am I talking about? I'm talking about a gentleman in Nigeria known as Minister Wiki, who I've heard of him, but I never knew who he was until this week. I got to see him firsthand. I got to see what he stands for. And what does he stand for in my eyes? He does not stand for integrity. He does not stand for respect of the law. In fact, he stands for pomposity, arrogance, and everything negative that we do not want our children and our children's children to emulate in the future. What did he do? He basically challenged the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How? By challenging the orders given to not just any soldier, but a commissioned officer within the Nigerian Armed Forces. Now, here in the UK, we call the Navy the senior service. The reason being that the Navy controls all of the waters around a country. Now, of all the elements, there is no element more powerful than water. Right? If you try to burn a house down, if they pour water on it, the fire goes out. If you have a cut or an abrasion, if you run it underwater, it is healed. Water is the most destructive, but the most healing of all the elements. And you decided to challenge the authority of a senior, a senior officer, but a junior officer in the officer cadre. This is me going back to my military roots now. He's the equivalent to a captain in the army. He was a lieutenant in the Navy. And he basically, and I listened to someone the other day who said, that must show you how much work this guy had on his table. He must have been really, really jobless. He had nothing doing, right? He wasn't properly occupied enough to be able to sit at his desk and do his job. He left his desk to come down and confront a military officer doing his job and following orders. And then on top of that, try to throw his weight around because he was who? Now, let's look at it from a security perspective. Now, Your Excellency, I know you're there, but you're probably having problems with the network or whatever. But this goes back to the conversation that we had with Lady Doris Yarrow when I was in Nigeria. Right? That's good. You're back. Right? This goes back. This goes back to a conversation that we had with Lady Doris Yarrow last year. Right? Now, because you are and you know, therefore, you are going to then compromise the security of a nation because one of your friends says he doesn't like the way you're working. Is that not so, Your Excellency? Is this not the same question? Can you see? Can you now see that question that I asked Lady Doris last year has now been acted out for all to see?
Yes.
Right? You see, that is how you compromise the security of a nation, because you know somebody or you are somebody. Right? Now, this is why, I'm glad that Minister Wike, Governor Wike, Mr. Wike, Alhaji Wike, Chief Wike, call it what you like, right, has given me something to talk about today, right? And that is what the security clusters is all about. That is what my office within the National Youth Alliance is all about, right? Watching for these things, seeing these things, and bringing it to you guys, the people, right, to address it. Now, slowly but surely, Nigeria is moving away from being a nation where people are scared to talk. Nigeria is now evolving into a country that is making people accountable for their actions. And I give glory to God for that. Right? Nobody is scared anymore. Right? As you could see with that officer, he wasn't intimidated by Wike. He wasn't intimidated by his bodyguards. He wasn't intimidated by all the police officers that he brought with them. Right? Because he has a job to do. Once upon a time, somebody like Wike would have approached the officer, and the officer would have said, "Sorry, sir. Yes, sir." And he would have said to the guys, "Oh, yes, move out of the way, because at the end of the day, this is a minister or this is a governor." Right? And I'm going to it's a point that needs to be stressed to African people. What is more important to you? Kissing the backside of somebody who thinks he or she is above the law, or keeping your integrity? Remember, the officer kept saying it. I have integrity, sir. Right? Keeping your integrity, holding on to your integrity, and doing what's right. I'm going to ask Your Excellency, please, I really would like your take on this, because like I said, we were together last year when we spoke about this, right? It hadn't happened then, but it has happened now. So I really would like to get your take on this.
All right. Thank you very much. The OON, Global Security Cluster of the Global Clusters. I want to thank everyone that is coming by. If you're joining on the StreamYard, you're on YouTube, you're on the Spark Hubs, you're on the Facebook, please kindly share this. We want all Nigerians to come. Let's discuss this. And let's talk security by retired Michael Gbenga Oshin. Thanks for all you do to contribute positively to humanity. It's obvious. We can see what has happened, and truly speaking, it's high time that everyone knows that everyone has got rules of engagement. Rules of engagement. Everyone in all that we do in life, there are rules of engagement. So if you know that there are rules of engagement, then you should understand that you don't go to people's office and there are levels. You understand? There are levels. For instance, this is the 001 security cluster. He had a lot of people working under him. You had 001 Lagos Security Cluster. You had this, you had that. And now, something now happened with another top person. Let's say the CEO of Agville. You understand? The CEO of Agville does not have anything to discuss with the 001 Lagos, because it can directly reach the 001 global security clusters worldwide. And that is the man that subordinate will listen to. So even if you want something done, you don't give the orders, because that person does not work directly under you. And based on the kind of training that they have gotten, their training is different. You know, the kind of training they have gotten is different from the one you have. So you must understand this fact. This is a fact that we all need to understand. That you don't need to actually go to that, the lieutenant to actually ask any question. You don't need to ask any question from the lieutenant. You need to, he has bosses that you guys are of the same cadre. They have the whole 01 on that naval defense. Minister of Defense is there. Instead of you to make a call to the Minister of Defense and say, this is what I want. This is what is going on. This is what should happen. You now bring yourself to this. And because Nigerian bloggers, they are always looking for something. Immediately it happens like this. People start making skits, cartoons out of it and everything. This is not something we are proud of as Nigerians. We are not proud of watching all of our Disney outside. But it has happened. And just like everybody that is what they are waiting for. So immediately, they started making cuts in less than 24 hours. They started mimicking it. Even, I hope they should invite Colonel Cypran here. Himself and his wife mimicked it. I'm telling you. Colonel Cypran and his wife mimicked it. You can go to his page. In less than 24 hours, over 2,000 plus have watched it. But let Colonel Cypran post something on Genuine Love Revolution. You understand? You see, I don't know why. People just like the apropos thing and all of that. And it has a lot to do about the way we think. It has a lot. This mind surgery thing is not something that is a joke. Is a pandemic on us in Nigeria and in Africa. The way we reason. The way we reason. So, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say to everyone is that, you see, this is what we've been talking about, this mind surgery, that everyone needs it. From the top to the lowest, everybody needs it. We need to work on our mind. Because, come to think about it, you are the minister of FCT. What's your business with that lieutenant? You don't have any. That is making you stoop so low. You're bringing so low. You are not supposed to present yourself that way at all. You are like a state governor. You should be able to call the Minister of Defense. You should be able to call the higher ranking officers and express what you want. After the confrontation, and I learned that they were trying to see possibility of dismissing the officer, and they got to find out that the officer's father
is a 3-star general.
Is an officer.
Is
an officer with integrity.
That's right.
He's an officer that was known for his integrity, and retired, and know that it's a no-go area. If it will be son or daughter of nobody, maybe they will have their way around around it. But should all of these things be happening? Should they be happening? You now call a press that I didn't say it was a fool because you regretted your action. Again, you came to the press, instead of you to come to the press and let the press know that, okay, people made mistake. You understand? People make mistake. I'm sorry, Nigerians. I think I overreacted. We're in the era of social media. Why not tell Nigerians, oh, I think I overreacted. I've made mistake. You're not a perfect human being. And so many Nigerians will have respected you for that. But you came to the media again and start saying, I didn't say he's a fool.
I don't think you know when you watch football nowadays and they have VAR, right? They should have played the VAR back to him so that he can see that he actually used the word fool not once, not twice, not even 3 times.
And that is the thing. You understand? It's there on the social media. If you are now talking and the people now listen to your press release again, and they now go to listen to what actually happened, because your press were there, they actually recorded and it went viral. So they'll say, oh, what's this man saying? Is this man all right? Let me say this to you. When you make a mistake and you know you made a mistake and you admit that you make a mistake, it means it shows to people that you have sanity. When you're going through trouble and you recognize that you're going through trouble, this is your state of mind now. It shows to people that you have the right sanity. But when you're going through stuff and you deny it, and everyone can see that you're going through that stuff, so people will say, I don't think this person is all right. A car is parked outside. It's a white car. You came, you said it's black. Does that change the color of that car? No. Every same person will come out there and say this car is still white. The fact that you call it black, if they did not take a step of making sure that they scrape the body, repaint it, it will not turn to black. It will still be white. It has to go through a process to get that. So You, Stoop Solo, left your office, not even a director under you came there. Let's say, oh, someone, a senior officer of the FCT came to the scene and did this. It would have been better. You are the number one person in the FCT. Number one, the 001 FCT. Federal Capital Territory, where we have His Excellency, our President, that is presiding over the whole of Nigeria, the 001 Nigeria. It's like the kind of power an FCT minister have is even more than the governor. Because you're governing the people of the environment where the president is, and again, the president will like be discussing with you about his environment. So it's like you're dialoguing with His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are like the only person leading a particular city that you, apart from leading the city, you equally dialogue directly with the person leading the whole nation. It's a strong power that he possessed. He possessed a strong, very, very strong power. 2-time governor of Rivers State. You have served severally. You've been in politics for a long time. You know how it is. You know that you know better. You are not a baby when it comes to politics. You are even like a godfather to some people. So we don't expect you to, you don't just represent your state. You don't just represent the FCT. You represent the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You are representing Africa. All of this news is being watched all over the world. All over the world. It can even be given the award of the news of the week. So why do you stoop so low? Then you now call a press again, trying to deny it. Trying to say, everybody say I call him a fool. I didn't really call him a fool. I was just trying to, what is it? It's the word fool came out of the video. Own it. And that is one of the problems we are currently facing. People will say Nigeria is not okay. Some of you in government will say Nigeria is okay. Do you think if you are doing well and if your family is doing well, that is Nigeria? Nigeria is almost 300 million people. And you cannot have just 20 million or 30 million or 50 million people doing well and say Nigeria is okay. It's not okay. And that is why we say, let us come together and, let's discuss it. Let's take step. Let's start re-engineering the mind of the people. We have enough. Why are we not okay? Okay, Oronje. Oh yeah, let's everybody start going into farm. Let's start, campaigning it. Or security. Okay, let's talk about this security thing. We have a British Nigerian who got a lot of experience, saying that he's willing to come home, give me the soft landing that I need, and I'm ready to hit the ground running. When I was talking with the ACP that called me from the IGP's office, and they said, hope is not his ally is not to the British. I said, this is a Nigerian, British Nigeria that's trained. Why not come? Why not open your arms first and receive your own? Ọmọ Ọlọ́run ti wà lókè òkun, òun ti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ oríṣiríṣi nípa security, òun fẹ́ padà wálé tó yẹ kẹ́ gbé ẹ wá ní Mo, boya kiniko. No. We go welcome me wale noni. From the conversation, teba Johnny, lema to mo boya if it's ally wa or not. If it too fair or not. So the security revolution is that let's discuss the security and let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let these people understand that, come, this is not the way for you to react. This is not the way for you to react. This is not how to go about things. If you really want to do the right thing, you need to actually be serious about what you want to go into. You need to be serious about it. So you cannot be the 001 of the FCT and represent us like that. And represent us like that. This is not something that we are happy about. As a community, we are not proud of it. We are not proud of it. It's not something that gives us any form of joy. You understand? It's not something that gives us any form of joy. We are not proud of it. We are people that want the right things to be done. And we are currently positioning ourselves to the world to let them know that we are ready to develop. So this kind of attitude will keep bringing us back, dragging us back. It's like taking us back again. Why should such behavior come from the 001 of the city? Even here in Turkey, you will see how people comport themselves that hold a public office. Same thing in UK, in all of the developed nations. Why are we not putting ourselves together? So I think the FCT minister needs to apologize to all Nigerians. Needs to call another press and apologize to all Nigerians that, you shouldn't have let that sin happen at all. You should have avoided it. Since you know that there are military people there, military people don't just act, they act on instructions. So, and someone gave them that instruction. Do you want them to turn that instruction of their superior down because of you? These are people governing our nation. You know better. Now, in the press, you were saying that I know better. So you know better, and you're doing this. You are not supposed to do that if you really know better. And you're supposed to apologize. You could have avoided it. You couldn't have even let it happen at all. You couldn't have even bring it to, because you're rubbing it on us. As giant of Africa.
I actually would like to jump in there, Your Excellency. Now, my question is this. When in Nigeria, are they actually going to recognize the meaning of the word accountability? Right? Because of because
you see this thing that we're talking about, all of it resonated with the surgery thing that we're talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People's mind needs to be re-engineered.
Yes. Because
we are where we are now because of the way we think.
That's correct.
Your environment is the way it is because of the way you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Our nation is scattered because of the way we're thinking.
That's correct.
We need to start putting in the right stuff into our mind.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start practicing the right thing. Okay, look at someone that's messed up. Now, you now see that, I cannot use the veto power I used to use to do something. Now you want to come out, you call press. In front of press, you were messing up again. Messing up. We Nigerians in diaspora, we are not happy. Because when this man that you see beside me here is like the local government chairman of where I am right now. And he does not mess up himself. Even as the local government chairman. Even as a local government chairman, does not mess up himself. So you mess up, instead of you to own it, and said, I made mistake. I'm sorry. Are you super being? You're not super being. You are not super being. You're supposed to own up and say, I have made this mistake, and I'm sorry that I made this mistake. I shouldn't have even moved an inch out of my office. I was supposed to make a call to just a superior and let them know, this is what we want. Yeah. But putting that out like you went there yourself to prove what? Yeah. To disgrace us. Because you represent us.
I think Olorunbe wants to make a comment, sir.
Exactly, sir. Sir, before he went there, he called the Nigeria Chief of Staff. The man told him that he should give him a chance that he will make findings about what he told him. But by the time the man, tried to reply to him, Wike had already was already on the land challenging the officer, because the chief of army staff later revealed that truly Wike called him. Then he told him that he should give him some hours to find out what was really happening over there. But due to his Hebrews, he's a power-drunk minister. He believes he can match anyone. Right. And I like what that young officer did to him. Right. He messed him up.
Right, Mr. Olorunbe, I actually like what you just said there. Now, this goes back to what we said earlier on, and what a lot of people have been saying, both in social media and in the press. In Nigeria today, too many people are power drunk. Now, by virtue of his office, he shouldn't have even left his office, right? Because if people did things properly in Nigeria, right, and in a lot of places in Africa, it's not just Nigeria, right? A lot of black countries, right, seem to believe that, I asked someone to go somewhere, they haven't done it, so you know what? They haven't listened to you, but when I get there, I'll deal with them, right? Now, if you were as powerful as you think you are, right, you are supposed to summon that person to your office, not for you to leave your office and go and disgrace yourself in public. Right? Now, I am not concerned about him going onto land. I'm not concerned about who owns the land, who doesn't own the land. What I'm concerned about, and this is why we're talking security here, is the fact that you, a whole minister, went to challenge the authority of somebody placed in a position of security in the country, right? Now, to me, that is insubordination, right? Verging on disrespect, verging on indiscipline, and personally, in a country where things are done properly, Wike's position should be made untenable.
I agree with you, sir.
Because, if we're talking about the security of a nation, so what you're trying to tell me, right, is that, the country has an army, it has a navy, it has an air force, it has a police service, it has immigration, it has the civil defense, it has everything. But if you don't want them there, because you are Wike, therefore they've all got to move. Right? So when now there's a war in the country, are you also going to stand on the front line and start fighting? Do you understand, right? How you see, when we talk about respect, right? There is commanding respect and there's demanding respect, right? Wike is too busy demanding respect, and that is the reason why he doesn't have any for anyone, and no one has any for him.
I agree.
Right? And we have to learn as a people, right, when to execute which one, or decide on which area of the divide you want to stand on. Do you want to be demanding respect for the whole of your life, or do you actually want to let your presence, your name, your being, your integrity, right? Do you want, like that officer, his integrity commanded the respect of his office?
Yeah, because the guy, the officer, even told him that he wasn't in the right position to be arguing with. That he should go and meet his superior.
That's right.
No, people were surprised. How will Wike go to that land and be challenging this officer?
Well,
whereas he knows the owner of the land.
Like I said,
he knows the owner of the land.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is the problem, right? It is a continuous problem, and until Nigerians, you know, and I say this with all the respect in the world, right? Until Nigerians respect the fact that people in certain offices, right, no matter how old or how young, right, they have responsibilities, right? They have responsibilities in certain offices, and you have to respect that, right? Yeah. In the United Kingdom, right, that even the King of England will request permission to enter somewhere before he walks in there. He won't send goons before him to go and knock everybody out and push everybody out of the way just to come into your house. He will have to ask permission, right? Yeah. But in Nigeria today, right, one of the things that I see from a security perspective is that too many people in Nigeria have too much money and not enough sense.
I'm sorry to say, Nigeria is a lawless country.
Well, we've known that all along.
So apart from being lawless, is the fact that, okay, you've made the mistake is out there, and you got press conference. Have you listened to the press conference he called?
Yeah, he denied.
You got a press conference
he denied your word. He said he didn't call that guy a fool. But the video went around social media. We all saw it.
Robert, you see, he's denying that he called him a fool because in Nigeria today, right, people with money believe you don't have the temerity to challenge them, right? Who are you to challenge what I did? Even he said it in the video. Who are you to challenge me? Right? And all of his bodyguards and some of the police officers there were also saying to the officer, right, you should be quiet. You shouldn't be arguing with him. Right? That just goes to show me.
And again, do you know I saw on the social media again that the Wike's son, which is a barrister,
yes, I saw, yeah,
was saying he's gonna take it up with that officer. And I was like, what?
He can't take on this. He can't take on officer. He can't take on officer.
Well, like you see, like I said, as somebody who has worked within the law and who has studied the law, right? Wike's son, right? Excuse the expression, but he's an idiot, right? Because as a barrister, you can't bring a case like that to court because number one, it's a conflict of interest, right? Number one. Number two, there is more than enough video evidence to show that your father is guilty, right? And you going in there and going on social media anyway to chat the rubbish that you're chatting, you are looking even more stupid than your father.
I can't lie to you. What Wike did,
the power is intoxicating their families.
Is triggering military to take over country. I can't lie to you. Because majority of the past leader of army, have come out to condemn Wike's action. It's like an insult to them.
Yes,
I can't lie to you.
They give someone an instruction.
The president, minister of defense, said that guy did very well.
You see, it's not. You see. Let's not get it twisted, right? It's not that he did very well, right? He did his job.
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
Yeah, he did his job. It's not about and I'm speaking as a military personnel here, and I'm speaking as a security professional. It's not that he did very well. He did his job, right? And the reason why I say he did his job is because of the fact that in Nigeria today, right? I'm saying it again, right? When you're rich, you believe that you have the right to talk to anybody anyhow, right? And people are too scared to challenge. Right now, why I give that guy his flowers, right? Why I give Lieutenant Yerima his flowers is the fact that he stood his ground as a commissioned officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, right? And I urge, right? And I'm hoping that this thing is going to go viral. I'm urging, right, officers in Nigeria and the people of Nigeria to learn from this lesson, right? To learn from this lesson. Right? And stand up for what is right and stop being scared to speak your mind. Right? Now, the judiciary in Nigeria needs to understand, right, that you are either for the law or you're against it. Right? You cannot be defending people because they're your friends. And so therefore, right, you're going to take innocent people and be locking them up. Because I know that in Nigeria today, your prisons are like American prisons. They're full of people that actually haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And the people of Nigeria are too quick, right? They're always playing the part of judge, jury, and executioner, right? You don't know what happened. You don't know how it happened, but you're quick to jump in there because so-and-so has got money, or so-and-so is an officer in the military, or whatever, and you jump on board and you side with the person who's in the wrong. Right? This young man has just blatantly helped to wash Nigeria's dirty linen in public, right? He's in the right, by the way, right? Wike has also helped to wash Nigeria's dirty linen in public by showing you how stupid, right? And I say that unreservedly, how stupid, right, certain people are because of the fact they've got a little bit of money and a little bit of power. Right? I'd like to hear from Flex Music Producer. Flex Music Producer, I'm pretty sure you know what we're talking about, and I really would like to get your take on this.
First of all, I would say good morning to all of you down there.
Good morning.
And I've been listening very quietly. I'm observing each of word. But most of people in Nigeria does not understand, or even across the world, how we were trained as a military. Mm-hmm. When you are a soldier, mm-hmm, what your command tell you to do, mm-hmm, is what exactly you will do.
That's right.
And as a soldier, we are not afraid of death.
That's right.
When we stand, we stand.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, even the police are afraid of us.
Mm-hmm.
Police are under us.
That's right.
We train very deeply that a lot of people doesn't understand. They don't even know nothing about it. Mm-hmm. So what the guy did, he did it accordingly. And then again, in Nigeria, they act arrogant, mm-hmm, selfishness, and showing up. And that is the thing that is kind of a lack of an education, mm-hmm, for themselves. And because of that, you can feel it and understand why they have a lot of a scam over there, why they have a lot of people killing people innocently, just like you mentioned. Thank you. They put people into jail or prison for just for no reason. I have observed this thing many times when I was in the military. I've been in the force, in a Marine, from Rome to Germany, across part of the world. And I know our mission. we can overthrow president if the president is not doing right.
Mm-hmm.
The police cannot overthrow president or prime minister.
No, of course
Never.
not.
Only the military.
That's
so
right.
if you are a minister and you go into the front of a military officer and you are challenging him, you are challenging the land.
That's right.
Because we are the defense.
That's right.
If there is a war, we are the one to attend to the war. Police doesn't go to war.
That's right.
Police is there for local.
That's right.
So therefore, they bought the police people in Nigeria particularly. They bought them. A civilian person can just buy a police by bribing him to do several things that he shouldn't have done, instead of him to do the rightful law accordingly. That is why they are lack of. Now, in London over here in the UK, for example, I see a lot of the Nigerian people, most of them, women and some of the guys, how they talk, very rude, without self-respect. You know, they said when you live in the Roman world, you act as a Roman.
That's correct.
And when you live in Africa, you act as African. But you must have a good maturity to speak to an elderly man. But if you are an elderly man and you have no respect for a young man, of course the young man will disrespect you. That is what it is. And what I saw on the media about the guy, the officer, what he shows over there, he stood on the ground very calmly without retaliating. He have a right, he could have retaliated because we train on all men. But he did not. You see, these are the people, when you put as a president, it make the country to obey law and order.
That's right.
But they just put people that they are just like paying money to become a president. How do you think they can govern the people? That is why the country of Nigeria is being corrupted. It's totally been corrupted. Their lack of selfishness, arrogant, just like I says. They use money, a little money, even kill people for money, blood for money. Just like they did in Ghana. They went to Ghana and started killing young ladies, selling their body parts. And Ghanaian people wake up and they start sucking them off. Every country you are in, if you say somebody is a Nigerian, they begin to say, oh my God, he's a scam. They disgrace themselves in front of every single body. There is no respect for them. They have to finalize things to wash themselves properly and to stop those type of occultic things they're doing and to stop accusing people for nothing. And then again, kidnapping and frauding and scamming is all bad things to see. Nigerian people need to address themselves properly. This is all I will say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's, you know. Now I'll tell you before I hand it over to someone else. Now I'm going to appreciate everything that that Flex Music Director has said. I from your accent, I denote that you're probably from Ghana.
Yes, I am mixed Ghana and Italian.
Right. Okay. But you live in the UK, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Now, what it is this. Now, it is always good to get an insight into how people think, what people feel, you know, outside of Nigeria. Now, over here in the UK, a lot of us know what they think of Nigerians, right? In the US,
correct,
we've heard what Trump thinks of Nigerians. Now, I'm going to bring in a very, very close friend of mine who happens to also be mixed up in politics in the United Kingdom, in the person of Dr. Jennifer Obaseki, who is a very, very prominent person in the Tottenham area in North London, to get her take on all of this. Dr. Jenny, are you there?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, room. How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah, this week here thing was really interesting in the sense that this disputes on land around Abuja has been going on for some time, and it's going to get worse because so much has been sold without having any proper authority. And the sad thing is, a lot of politicians have bulldozed their way to try and basically siphon off land illegally. So it's going to get interesting around the federal capital. But you're right, the officer, I must say, kudos to him. He showed what professionalism looks like.
That's right.
He showed that you do not be intimidated. He showed that you can insult me, but I'm going to do my job.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, Wike had, even till now, has no shame. I'll say it quite candidly. He has no shame, no sense of accountability. And to be honest with you, I think everybody should keep their eyes on this, because it's important to understand, how did he feel so entitled to go there with his thugs in suits to try and intimidate the military, but also the rightful owner? You can imagine, if you were an individual citizen who couldn't afford for military or didn't have the right connections to get enforcement officers to your property, you would have lost your property.
That's correct.
It happens every day. It happens every day. So we've got to get to that point in Nigeria where we are able to be accountable, cannot be intimidated, especially when we're doing the right thing. That's why people are scared to do the right thing, because they feel, what's the point? I'm going to get bulldozed or, pushed over anyway. But if you do the right thing and then you've got the enforcement to back you up, and then when I say enforcement, that is your police, that is your military, that is your people charged with enforcement. The judiciary is a second thing.
Yeah.
You've got to have the police and the judiciary to
That's
back
right.
you up. In Nigeria, it's not that we don't have laws. It's not a lawless society. It's not. There are plenty of laws and plenty of fantastic lawyers. But the problem is the enforcement plus the judiciary lets us down. It cannot be that you rightfully own property in a country and then, apart from the enforcement, the actual law and the judges let you down. So we've got to get to that point. And the good thing is Gen Z ain't playing. The next generation ain't playing.
No, they're not.
It's all out there.
Yep.
On public, social media. You want to come and lie and steal property on social media, make yourself look like a, like a thief.
Yeah.
No problem. You want to come on social media, start abusing the military like a common market man. When you're a politician, you should be setting an example. We will all see.
Well, this is it. This is it. And and I'm glad you touched on that. Gen Z are not having it, right? They are not having it, right? This officer is very young, right? He is very, very young. He's already at the position. He's the equivalent to an army captain. He's actually a lieutenant in the Navy, which is
he's a lieutenant.
Yes, he's a lieutenant in the Navy, which is the equivalent to an army captain. Now, one of the things I said it earlier on. Once upon a time, somebody like Wike would approach there, and the guy would have folded because it's Wike. You understand? He would have been scared.
Away, yeah.
He would have been scared for his job. But I pointed out to His Excellency earlier on that last year when I was in Nigeria, as if I knew that something like this was going to come up at some point, I gave a scenario similar to this to a friend of his who is a high-powered female in Nigeria. And the answer she gave me was the equivalent to what Wike did, right? And I said to her, well, if somebody like that is allowed to walk onto a property, right, and undermine the security, right? Now, the person that you refused entry then gains entry and comes into your property and does you harm, right? Either unalives you, right, or something similar. Who would you blame? Right? Security are in place for a reason, right? These guys have a job for a reason. And you undermining him, you are undermining the authority of the president of that nation, right? You are basically saying that you don't care what the rules are. You don't care who's in charge. All you care about is that so long as people listen to you, right, everything is fine. Right? And as I've been saying all day today, right, it's a call to arms, right, for the whole of Nigeria, the whole of Africa, right? We are not going to be great again unless we wake up and smell the coffee, right? Your money should not be the thing that's in play here. What should be in play here is the fact that We are trying to show the world that we know the right thing to do and we're doing it. Right? At the moment, we're doing everything wrong, and the whole world is enjoying, right? The whole world is enjoying the fact that, yes, a mistake has been made, right? In exactly the same period and time that Donald Trump has turned around and said, well, you guys obviously don't know what you're doing, so therefore I'm going to come and do it for you. Right? Now, on that note, I'm going to call in his Ebby, right, to give me his point of view on this, because I'm pretty sure that, you know, he's here because he knows that this is going to come up today, and he's definitely going to have a point of view on this. His Ebby, over to you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How's life treating you?
Life is treating me, man. How's the family?
Oh, well and good.
We praise God. We praise God.
Yeah. This issue of Nigerian security, it is wide than the way we look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very big issue. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not an issue that can be treated online. And the reason I'm saying this is a national issue.
Mm-hmm.
Without deceiving ourselves in any way,
Mm-hmm.
the Nigerian government knows where all this is coming from.
Of course.
They know who are those people behind it. They know how they started it. They know the reason why they started it. And they know when to end it if they want to end it.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of Trump coming in, it's a good idea. Do I like it? Yes. Do I love it? No. Do I support it? 50-50. Now, the reason here is this, yeah. There's a saying in Yoruba land, Yoruba proverb, there's no how they will start this eradicating of genocide that people who are innocent will not be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then anywhere there is a war, I'm telling you, the place never remains the same.
Mm-hmm.
I can rest assure you, if Tinubu and his cohort, because he's the president now, he's the owner of the chief defense officer, he knows everybody, is the one that appoints all of them. If he wants them to stop this thing before Trump even says a word, they will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump coming with his war men and all those nonsense doesn't mean it's going to stop.
No, of course not.
It's not. It's just going to gain bigger. And before we know it, it will come down to the south, to the southwest, and every part of Nigeria will be part of it. Because one thing we forgot to realize is as soon as this thing starts, all those people will be running. All those people will be running. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Phone is ringing.
Right. While we're waiting on him, I'd like to call in Motivator, Steve. Give us your views on this, Steve.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning,
everybody. Sir Gbenga. Good morning. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Good morning to everybody. I really appreciate. Thank you for giving me the audience to speak. Sorry, I heard just about the misuse of power with Wike and the
yes, that's correct.
The military,
mm-hmm.
the Navy officer.
Yes.
It's just this has been going on for a long time,
mm-hmm.
and although there's two topics that the gentleman, Mr. His
Ebby.
Yes, he was talking about. He talked about Donald Trump and Wike and the young officer. So I don't know which one you actually want me to.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, we were actually I only mentioned Trump because of the way and manner to which Wiki was behaving, and the fact that the whole world is aware of Nigeria in the press now because of what Trump said, right? But Wiki just further enhanced the whole world's looking in on Nigeria now and observing what's going on in the nation. So let's talk about Wiki, and where he was wrong. He wasn't right in any way, shape, or form. But let's talk about where he was wrong and the reasons why he behaves the way he does.
Okay, thank you very much for expatiating, for explaining. Misuse of power, of political power, has been long dealt with. What actually is common in Nigeria. It hasn't been dealt with yet. So people, they normally, when they are in power, they want to manipulate, they want to dominate the citizen, they want to misuse their power and exploit other people. So I think with Wike, the way it was going, I was thinking one day you will meet your match. And really and truly, he met his match. Because you cannot, somebody that they said you should come and fix something, you are not supposed to. It's just like it's like from 0 degree, from 5 degrees intensity, now he's putting it to 400 degrees. Like, why would you, the young man is protecting the place. Just, there is a reason why he's there. And in the army, there is a chain of command. There's a chain of command in the army. The people who have been in the army, Mr. Oshin has been in the army. You have to follow the rule, especially if it's a general or a major that is giving you. If it's a general, you have to follow it, except if the 3rd degree general again spoke to you about it, or somebody else over them spoke to you. And you need to follow it. If you don't, there's consequences to all those. So, number one, you need to understand what power is. These people, he's talking about legal because like now after it's been after somebody has flagged him off it, now he's talking about he used to be a lawyer. What's that going to do with it? And his son as well as, his son is saying because he's a lawyer and this and that. That's got nothing to do with it. Legitimacy, most of them, they just do things because they have power and the corruption, embezzlement, and abuse of state resources because they have all this money and whatever. So they just want to speak to you and talk to you anyhow. Like, even you see some military, some policemen, they will come. I'm not just on weekend now, but on everybody that are doing this. Because so many things, you just see people slapping other people on the streets, and then I'm thinking because you are wearing a uniform or because you are a politician, you ask the police to go and take somebody else, which is not supposed to be. People, our institution is getting weaker. Back home, and lack of transparency, lack of accountability. You can't even tell people to account for. The politician, they would. There's a culture of fear and silence. They just want to silence you. Political patronage, lawyer. Some people, they just want to control. They control the media. They want to control you. They want the fear to be there. So many other things, economy imbalances, in so many things they can use just to, but in weakest case, most of the people that actually have, because there's this lady from America, she's a Afro-American, she bought a land in Abuja, and she built the land. It's one of those returnees, American. She's been, I think, her forefathers in Nigeria, was a Nigerian, and then she traced her route back to Nigeria. And you should see what this woman built, and they destroyed her house. And I'm just saying, and the woman has every document. And I'm just saying to myself, oh, this man, you're going to get your own bit one day. But speaking to the young officer, you are not supposed to. I mean, you, number one, you're supposed to respect yourself. You're supposed to respect the office you are in. Everybody is working for the same government. It's not, you are not supposed to, because you are a minister or because you are in a position of power, just to rub it on another person's face. And that is what I see about that. So please, if somebody else can talk more about it, please. Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Steve. You see, this is my take, right, on a lot of what you just said. Unfortunately, and I'm pretty sure that if I was to call Dr. Jenny in on this again, she'd probably agree with me that, unfortunately, a lot of these Nigerian big men, right, they don't read the job spec, right? They do not read the job spec, because if they read the job spec, I mean, I don't know, how often do you see Keir Starmer, or when Cameron was there, or when Sunak was there, or when any of the prime ministers was there, them coming out from their office to go to somebody's place of work, right, to go in there and tell them they were late for work, so therefore he's going to sack all of them, right? It's none of your business, right? It's not your business. Now, a lot of Nigerians do not know their jobs, right? They don't understand their job spec, right? And I don't blame them. I blame Nigerians who go run into them to go and talk to people, right? Or to go and sack people. That's why in Nigeria today, you hear people saying to someone who's doing their job, you're going to lose your job today. Why? Because they're going to make a phone call to somebody who's going to come down there and make sure you lose your job, right? If Nigerians knew the meaning of job spec, right, a lot of the time, a lot of this kind of stuff would not happen, right? Wike does not know his job spec, right? He just knows he's been given a high-powered position and he has now abused that position, right? Now, in a country that does things properly, right, and I'm going to agree slightly with Dr. Jenny, yes, we have laws, right? And yes, we have some fantastic lawyers and barristers, but unfortunately, the laws aren't applied in Nigeria, right? Especially if you've got money, right? People buy their way out. I think his Ebby is back, so I'm going to call him back in. His Ebby, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Sorry for that little break.
That's okay.
You know, when we use your phone for everything, you know, things can come in. But having said that, I can hear you discussing Wike issue now.
Yeah.
That one's another drama.
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laughing about my lovely country, Nigeria. I'm telling you, I'm laughing. Okay, I will touch on that as well, because I've been on the call online with some political powerful men in Nigeria based on Wike issues, but I'll talk on that. Right, you see, this insecurity matter. There's no much we can discuss online. If our president and the security protesters in Nigeria want to stop it, they will stop it. Let me just put something clear to you. I would not mention him because we're online. One of the big politicians came online and said, we brought Boko Haram to Nigeria during Jonathan time.
Mm-hmm.
We brought them to Nigeria to come and do this and do that during Jonathan's time. So,
that's right.
So, and this thing was, when I heard it, I was really, really amazed to say, you can actually come up to say, and this person was saying it when Tinubu took power. He wasn't saying it when Buhari was there.
Mm-hmm.
He said it when Tinubu took power.
Mm-hmm.
We brought them. Another person came to say, when Jonathan was there, we brought mercenaries to come and deal with the Boko Haram. But the strong people in the country stopped them from working. And we have to send them back. So we running Elter Skelter. Nigerian government, they know what they do. I am telling you, they're not waiting than they do. I had opportunity to talk to some top senators when this Trump matter came up. And the guy made mention of one thing. He said, if you want to live long and enjoy your money, there are things you don't open your eyes to into Nigerian problem. He said, I want to finish my 8 years, come out in peace. It goes, there's some things we don't even get involved when we are voting in the House. You know, if a serving senator can tell you that, so you definitely know that all these people, they know what they are doing. They're just taking us for fool, if I'm correct. They're just taking we citizens for fool. Because they all know what they are doing. Now, leaving that aside, look at the Wiki's drama. Right. Normally, I don't like mentioning all these politicians' name online, but because we all know Wiki, so I'll mention Wiki, and I will actually say it the way I feel.
He's trending.
He's trending. That's the word. He's trending. Yes, so I will mention his name. I am telling you today, and no joke, as you know yourself, Wiki is doing all those things because he believes he has the power of the president behind him.
Yes, totally. 100%.
Take it from beginning. Let's start. Let's rewind back. There's something that used to say, your past behavior will reflect in your present action.
That's correct.
Wiki didn't start that day.
No, he didn't.
Wiki has started a long time ago.
Oh,
and
yes.
Because all those nonsense has been condoned by the president of Nigeria supporting him, it makes him to grow wings more than where he can fly.
Definitely.
You're not getting me. His wing now is now going more than where he can fly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we all remember what he did to Fubra when in Rivers, the governor. You cannot be an ordinary citizen of the state, and then they even give you power to be a minister in another state, and then you want to rule governor in his own state when he was a governor, and anyone does that to him.
Exactly.
You want to be ruling the governor, telling the governor what to do. And the governor put his feet down. You run to the president because you're connected to the president with power. They remove governor for Wiki, an elected governor that people voted for. It's not an appointed governor. This is an elected. People voted for him. So you're saying categorically that the millions voters, their vote are waste. That means their vote are not recognized. For you to say anything, the person we voted for want to remove, you must remove it for me. Even though you have done the governor before, nobody tried that nonsense with you. Now, this same Wiki is been, I call him Ajagungbale of Abuja land. That's my name. That's what I call him. Ajagungbale. He's been taking people's land. Allegedly, allegedly, many people has come online to complain about how Wiki is taking their properties, their family land, and then allocating it to other people. When they've done some research, these people will allocate the land for, if not his friend, will be somebody related to him somehow. And then you want those people to be happy. Now, this is the same Wiki that never follows the rule of law. In every said country, you cannot demolish people's property without court order.
Yeah.
You will go to somebody's land and this person will go to court. The case will be pending in court. Wiki will carry bulldozer to go and pull down their property. Honestly speaking, maybe because I live in the UK for the whole of my life, my thinking is different. Wiki, by now, Wiki should be jailed. He should be in prison.
Totally.
It should be, because many people he has done that to. It's uncalled for. Now, on this particular issue of land, yeah, from information I gathered, the owner of the land, present owner of the land, bought the land from some people. Those people gave him documents. Apparently, the land is meant to be for some recreation park.
Mm-hmm.
And those people gave him document. The document was sent to Wiki office. Wiki said that document is not genuine. So they cannot do anything there. It's going to pull the building down. The men there are working. You already send your boys there to go and harass them. You harass them. So those people now went back to the people who gave them job and said, look, Wiki boys are coming to harass us here. And the men say, okay, me have your guy me now. Oh, my boys, go there. Anybody, gun him down. Kill him, go.
Yep.
Now, if this is how you see when somebody is power drunk, in any sane country, you go to that, you send your boys to that place, and eventually military men are there. The first thing for you to do is to find out who sent that military men. Okay, you know it's Vice Admiral, Chief Naval Staff. You will be in your office and make call. You will be in your office and make call. Call the Chief Defense Officer. Call everybody to say, who send this in? And they will find the person for you. Invite the person to your office. Sit down and talk. Look, let's get something cleared. Shokoto to Shokoto. We are not the same.
Yes, so.
Power pass power.
Power pass power.
No, look, I am one of those people that used to say UK is not a leveler. If I've put my life down to be a military man, serve for the country, killed and they killed me, shoot and I shot, for everybody to be living, and I get to the level of Vice Admiral.
Forget.
No, it's not an ordinary citizen. Let's call the crab a crab. I mean, let's call the crab a crab. Let's call the crab a fish. He's not an ordinary citizen.
Vice Admiral.
Look, if it's just like this education line we have. If I study, get to the level of PhD, MLD, FLB, LLB, BB, well, everything in my life. And I'm now sitting in an office working, and one small boy with primary school certificate or secondary school come and say nonsense in front of me. I will tell him where to go. You understand me? I will tell that boy where to go. Power pass power. Because the man is a Nigerian doesn't mean you can treat him the way you treat everybody. That position he attained needs to be respected. And again, this position, this is what I said, this position are not elected position. They are not selected position. It's a position you walk to. Minister is a selected position. After 4 years, they will remove him.
That's right.
Remember, I'm not sure if you watched the video very well. That Yarima officer, he said to Wike, on the contract, let me educate you, sir. There's nothing like a former vice admiral. Wike was saying former. He said there's nothing like a former vice admiral. Vice admiral is a vice admiral.
That's right.
Die.
That's right.
Whether you're retired or you're serving, you're a vice admiral. There's nothing like a former. They don't serve in anybody's government. They're standing on their own. They serve only in the military. They're not there to say after 4 years they will remove you and put another person there. These are the people that serve, and they serve till they die. And then you come think, say, because you're a minister. And then you now went there, you saw a very calm, young, is it 3-star general that guy is?
Yeah, well, I say his father.
No, the guy, the Yarima talking. I think he's a 3-star.
No, Yarima is a lieutenant. He's a Navy lieutenant.
So you see how calm, respectful that boy is, and you're raining insult and abuse on him. How calm, respectful he is, and you're raining insult. Look, on a serious note, if he was to be here, you know it. Wike will be arrested for assault. Wike will be arrested for assault. Man, you cannot even call a policeman, you're a fool. Talk less of calling a military man, you're a fool. Will a policeman be talking to you, tell him you're a fool? If you tell city police you're full of Met police, that is totally out of it. And this is supposed to be a man that everybody will be watching and following. This is supposed to be a leader. Is it the same Wiki allegedly having a property scandal in America? Millions worth of house that was bought, and investigation is going on, and all we can hear is a gift from my in-law. Which in-law give you millions of hours for gift? Where does those in-law get the money self? You know, all those things just go around in. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Nigeria have a long way to go. Are you there with me? Mr. Oshin, are you still there?
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. Maybe he's
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. So, if I'm going to be honest, thank you for your response. Nigeria.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you for your response. I can hear you. Thank you. If I'm going to be honest, Nigeria have a long way to go, my brothers. We have a long way to go. There's the way our leaders. I respect leaders because I'm once a leader and I'm still going to be a leader. The way our leaders do things sometimes makes us believe we are nothing if we are not part of them. And it should not be. Everybody deserves respect in his own area. Everybody. The naval officer, again, I don't know him from Adam. I never had contact with him. But I'm going to say here that I give him kudos for his manners. You know the way Nigerian military behave? Any stupid Aboki military could have ordered all these boys behind him to start shooting all of them there. And if he does that, we will just waste the life of so many people. And then the guy, he get a state, the guy wanted to get upset when the policeman talk. I'm not sure if you guys watched the video. One policeman with big belly talk. The guy said, "You shut up."
Yeah.
He said, "You shut up.
100.
You can't talk. You're my junior." And
yeah, so it.
Yeah, and immediately the guy said that, you can see his calm attitude towards wicked change. He started raising his hand, pointing to that policeman. If Wike is not there and that policeman talk, they can beat him to pulp. The policeman escaped beating that day because Wike is standing. As we all know, military people, their training to resist nonsense is very low. They don't take nonsense. They are the only people that will say, "Shut up, you have to shut up." If you say one more word, you take slap. All of them raking in front of those military men, they were raking because Wike was there. And the guy gave Wike the respect because he's a minister. As calm as that guy look all the battalion behind him that is controlling. A fine boy like that. And I'm telling you, the fine boy are the most dangerous and wicked one. Because he looks cool and handsome, we will think, oh, he won't do anything. As he look at the way he's standing to Wike, the guy didn't move. He get to a stage, and when I said, "Oh, this is becoming embarrassing," Wike now had to be making a phone call, giving his phone to the small boy. Baba, that is the worst part of it. You know what policemen do to us on the road, and then we now call somebody we know and say, "The police take phone." That was exactly what Wike did that day. Wike now embarrassed him, calling somebody and then giving his own phone to that Yerima guy. Doesn't that speak a loud volume? My brother, it's so ashamed. It's so shameful. It's so shameful that, our ministers bring himself so low. You cannot go and demolish or put down any property without court order. No matter who you are. But this is what is happening in Nigeria now. You see it in Lagos as well. All the buildings someone is demolishing. There's no court order. We just go and demolish people's property. If you say this property is not the right thing, let's go to court. Let's court decide. That is why the court is there. Wait, let me finish. That is why the court is there. And then when the court says, okay, we've done all normal investigations and this is a judgment, we cannot put that building there, so that building has to go, then you have no power. But Wike take power into his own hand. Wike is power drunk. Let me use that language. He's power drunk. He will just wake up and think, yes, this house, I go break up. And he's going there. Kudos to that Yarima. I don't know him, but I like him. He stood his ground. If anything is anything,
no, I think
follow the rules of law.
I think you speak as one of over 100 million people when we say we give Lieutenant Yerima his flowers. And as I said earlier on, a lot of people, a lot of officers in Nigeria would have probably buckled under the presence of Wike, right? But as I've been saying for many a time, that a lot of people have actually said to me in the past that, unfortunately in Nigeria, it doesn't matter who you are, no matter what rank you hold, if they tell you to shut up, you shut up. But that's not the case. As a retired military officer myself, right? I know that when things are done properly, right, your position outside of the military, so long as the military are prevalent in a particular nation, you cannot override whatever is going on with the military, because the military have the overall running of whatever is going on there. So yes, once again, kudos to the young man. I have nothing but respect for him. And I know for a fact that this young man's actions is going to prompt a lot of other officers now to be doing the same thing. Because one thing we all must agree with is in Nigeria, when one person does something, a lot of people copy, because they know that now that it has been done, right? That now that it has been done, it is possible, right? And so long as it's done and it's done properly, people will back you up and see the rights that you've done, right? And encourage you. So yeah, once again, kudos to Lieutenant Yerima. And, this is a call to all Nigerians, no matter where you are, whether you're in diaspora or in Nigeria, to let us start doing the right thing. I'm no longer buying this rhetoric of, it's something that can't be done because it's deep. Yes, it's deep. We know it's deep and it's been going on for decades, right? If not centuries. But they say that the journey of 1,000 years starts with a step, right? And we are here today to try and take that step and start doing the right thing. Because I'm pretty sure, Hizebi, whenever we look back on our history, right, the incidences that we've caused in Nigeria, just the three of us, me, yourself, and Ola, right, just going into certain government buildings, and righting the wrongs that are going on in there, and I'm not even serving in Nigeria, and you're no longer a serving police officer, you're not a serving police officer in Nigeria. You serve, you're a serving police officer here in the UK. Do you understand? Motivator, Steve, you also served in the British military. So all of us that served over here, we know the right things to do, right? And, when we go to places like Nigeria, which is our father's land, right, we cannot, continue with the rhetoric of, we're from the UK and this is how things are done in Nigeria, so therefore we've got to accept it, right? I may have been born here, right, as a British Nigerian. Dr. Jenny may have been born here as a British Nigerian, but we're still very passionate about Nigeria, and we live for the day when things are done properly in Nigeria. I'm gonna call Dr. Jenny back in to get a submission from her with regards to what we've said so far today. But before I call Dr. Jenny in, Sheen Show, I see you there. I do apologize for not calling you sooner. Please give us an insight from everything that you've heard today. Sheen Show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Colonel Gbenga Oshin, thank you for all you do for humanity. and I quite appreciate everyone that has spoken. Thank you. I have learned, honestly, and I actually wanted to talk about power drunk individuals, like security risks and lessons from real life. Okay, it's a serious matter. All right. I want to talk about a serious issue that affects organizations, governments, and communities everywhere. People who are power drunk and how their behavior undermines security. You know, I saw that video and I saw one last night, and he was saying he didn't really say, you understand? And I was like, oh, wait. I was beginning to think that, come, is this one now AI or what? Or no, this is not AI. This is
My brother. No integrity. That lie. You know, when I saw that video you mentioned now, sorry to cut you. When I saw that video you mentioned now, yesterday night, I feel like going into the TV and slapping. That is how. No, on a serious note, you've messed up and you're going to give a press report. The first thing is for you to be apologizing. In any same country, any same leadership, what you were doing is, for my behavior, for everything that happened, we're totally sorry. We work together and we will remain one, you know. But you go there to say nonsense. Can somebody make me Nigerian president now? Let me go and kill all of them. This thing is annoying. It's annoying. It's so annoying that you won't even believe a man in that caliber. Yes, he's human. He messed up. If he has come out to apologize, maybe this matter will not go the way it's going. Because everybody's now, I was just listening to Channel News now, they're condemning his press release. So are you taking us for fool? That all of us are deaf, we can't hear. Sorry, my brother, continue. Sorry to cut you.
No problems. In fact, it is well. Yeah. I was just saying in Pidgin, I said, that kind level of pride there, he did choke person. I mean, I think he's beginning to think, or he already has that thought that we are sucklings. You understand? Like say we know we never get sense for Nigeria yet. We never wake up. It doesn't know that the way things are now, things don't change well. So I was saying, power drunk individuals are those who have authority, influence, or control, okay, and misuse it for personal gain, ego gratification, or dominance over others. And that's what played out. That's what happened. You know, he feels, me, I be powerful person, I get power. You know, like somebody was saying that he has the president's backing. So, you know, another person said, you understand, we know what to do. And why we gather here, you know, we gather here simply to do the needful. We're not just gathered here to just talk. You know, I was just typing, let's talk and do security. Let's talk and do. And this, what we're doing right now, I believe people already know what to do. But some people are still afraid, you know. Some people are still afraid. But I believe that if we continue like this, if we continue to engage folks, allow people to, let people know that, this is the right thing to do. Let's wake up. You know, we have this mantra, manga, make Africa and Nigeria great again. So it means that people are listening to us. Do you understand? People are listening to us. And if leaders, people who have made up their minds to do the right thing, if we don't back down, or is it back out, they say now, if we don't back down, if we don't, we are not showing any, what's the word now? We are showing that we have courage, we are showing that we are bold, we are showing that we are not afraid, you understand? Then others too will move, okay? You know, somebody also said that when people see that you're not afraid, you're standing your ground, you know. So people may ignore laws, bypass rules or prioritize their own interests over the welfare and safety of others. Now this is the trending thing. Everybody's talking about Yerima now. Yerima, the guy. I like the way the guy just say Oga. There was a part where the guy was saying, I think he said, "Are you want to kill us or something?" And the guy was saying, I'm not shooting you or not killing you or something." The guy knew what he was doing. He was composed. You understand? And he knew why he was there. You understand? He knew why he was there. So we as Nigerians, we need to know why we are here, or we should not get it twisted. What we're supposed to do, okay, we should do it. We should not be afraid of if I say it now, hey, trouble for me. You understand? Examples of power-drunk people include leaders, security personnel, and officials who act as if the rules don't apply to them. I quickly want to talk about how power-drunk behavior affects security. Number one, weakening systems and protocols. They bypass rules, creating gaps that criminals or hackers can exploit. And we want to get out of this system. That's why we're here. Number two, encouraging corruption and insider threats. When leaders act above the law, it normalizes misconduct, theft, or leaking sensitive information. That's what happened. And we want to get everything right. We want to do the needful. We want to correct every wrong. Number three, lowering morale and accountability. Employees or citizens fear reporting breaches, letting threats persist. And this thing has been killing us. It is not helping us at all. Number four, creating conflict and instability. Abuse of power can trigger unrest, rebellion, or internal conflicts. I was saying something this morning. I said, what is so difficult in apologizing? You understand? Okay, I know I've gotten it wrong. Okay, and as I was watching, he was just saying that. I said, wonderful. This one has no go end. Number five, impairs decision making. Decisions may be impulsive or self-serving, leaving resources mismanaged and security compromised. I quickly want to give us real-life examples from Africa and beyond. And we have Jacob Zuma, South Africa, implicated in over 700 bribes, including taxpayer-funded, in Kandla, upgrades to his private home. After leaving office, he faced renewed corruption charges. His actions weakened trust in government institutions. Another one, Tony Yengeni or something, South Africa, convicted for fraud during an arms deal procurement, sentenced to 4 years, served a few months. Even small acts of corruption can erode public confidence. Then we have another one, Mohammed. I may not be able to pronounce this word very well. I think Colonel Gbenga Oshin can help me out, sir. Ould Abdel Aziz, Mauritania, former president convicted for illicit enrichment and corruption, sentenced to 15 years in prison. Abuse of power allowed personal enrichment at the cost of national development. Then I have another one here, Omar al-Bashir, or Bashar, Sudan, ruled for nearly 30 years, convicted for corruption and illegal possession of foreign currency after being ousted. Damage to institutions and national security was significant despite eventual accountability. Then, here I have Sani Abacha, Nigeria, military ruler who looted US dollars about 3 to 5 billion from the Nigerian state. This theft weakened public services and undermined trust in governance. And I have here Zhao Yongkang or something, China, security chief convicted of bribery and leaking state secrets, sentenced to life in prison. His abuse of power compromised national security. And I have here Najib Razak, Malaysia, former PM, convicted for embezzlement and money laundering in the 1MGB scandal. You know, his actions drained public funds and weakened institutional oversight. Now, finally, lessons from these cases. Absolute power leads to abuse if unchecked. Security systems and public trust are compromised when leaders misuse power. Accountability can eventually happen, but often too late to prevent serious damage. So I have practical solutions. Based on these lessons, here's how we can mitigate risks posed by power-drunk individuals. Number one, checks and balances. Limit unilateral control through oversight committees and independent monitoring. Two, transparency and accountability. Document decisions, enforce audits, and make consequences clear for rule breaking. Three, whistleblower protection. Encourage reporting of misconduct without fear of retaliation. Four, rotation of leadership roles. Prevent entrenchment and reduce risk of prolonged abuse. Five, ethics and leadership training. Build a culture of responsible and ethical use of power. Six, the last but not the least, use of technology. Automate monitoring, maintain secure logs, and reduce dependence on single individuals for critical security decisions. So in conclusion, power-drunk behavior is not just a moral failure. It is a security risk, and that's why we gather here every Saturday morning, okay? Corruption, misuse of influence, and unchecked authority allow insider threats, resource drain, and institutional collapse. But these examples also teach us systems can work, and that's why we have our mantra, Manga, make Africa and Nigeria great again. Let's come together, all right? Do your bits. Let me do my bits. Accountability can be enforced, and with the right checks, transparency, and ethical leadership, we can safeguard organizations, governments, and communities from the dangers of power abuse. And the last thing I want to say is, I want to say that, someone said we cannot do it, we can't do all these things, we cannot correct the wrongs online and stuff like that. But I believe this is a major channel, honestly, a major channel. Retired Colonel Gbenga Oshin is not in Nigeria. Currently, he's not here. The global president is presently in Turkey, or he has returned, you understand. He's not here, but with one voice, you understand, when we begin to, we come online or we go live and we talk about doing the right thing or things, we talk to the youth, we gather people, we're making them to see what they have not been seeing. The other time somebody talked about the Gen Zs. They are not looking in that direction, okay? But we have to make them see. We have to. If we cannot connect, if we can't see, if we can't go to them physically, then what's the tool we have or tools we have? Then we have to use it. So I, for one, I believe strongly that using this channel or using the channels we have, we can do great things together. Thank you very much. I think at this juncture, I have to draw the curtain so that others can, come up. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. That is so appreciated. And as a lot of people who come here every Saturday know, this is the reason why we come here. This is the reason why we give everybody a platform to speak. This is why, personally, I relish and appreciate other people's opinions and minds and mind thoughts on a lot of issues and a lot of topics. And this is the reason why I invite certain people onto this platform, because most of the people that I invite onto the platform are people who have insights into a lot of these worldly stuffs and current affairs, and especially where Nigeria is concerned. Nigeria, God lover, it's our country, right? There's nothing we can do about it. People can run to America, they can run to the UK, they can run to Germany or anywhere else in Europe or the Americas. But at the end of the day, right, Nigeria is our country and we have to build it, right? As I've said earlier on, I don't buy this rhetoric of, it is the way it is, there's nothing we can do about it. Yes, Nigeria has a virus, right? It has a virus, it has a bruise, it has a wound. That wound is getting worse and the virus is getting worse. But we have the antidote to heal the country. And that antidote is unity and togetherness, right? That antidote is wanting to do the right thing at the right time, right? Being a patriot means you are ready to stand up for what is right. Lieutenant Yerima showed the whole of Nigeria, right, and the whole of the Nigerian world what it means to be a patriot. What Lieutenant Yerima did was show Nigerians how to be an American, right? Americans are very patriotic, right? They stand up for their country, right? They believe that their country is the only country in the world. That is why 65% of Americans have never ever left America, because they love America, right? As Nigerians, we should love Nigeria. We should be standing up for Nigeria. We should show people what Nigeria stands for, right? If you are trained and you are qualified as a lawyer, a barrister, a police officer, a soldier, engineer, pharmacist, whatever, right? When you've been away, you've gained all the experience and the skills, bring it back home to our country. Let our country look as good as the UK, the US, Europe, the Americas, right? People need to stop this rhetoric of, Nigeria is messed up and there's no reason for me to go back there. I live in the UK now, right? We have, I'm grateful to God for all the mediums that God has put me in touch with that I am part of. One of them, obviously, that a lot of people know is the medium of stage play and movies. Now, the movie that we're working on or the stage play we're working on at the moment is exactly that. Dealing with young men and women who live abroad, they've married abroad, they've married foreigners, i.e. white people, right? And they've decided that Nigeria is not the place for them to bring up their kids, and it's not the place for their kids to go to because the country is backward, it's third world, there's nothing there for you. Yeah, there's nothing there for you because you took it all away. And what did you take away? You took yourself away, right? As a Nigerian living abroad, you are an essential commodity to the development of Nigeria, right? It is unfortunate that the global president is away, but I'm pretty sure that he would have something to say about that. Now, those of us who are members of the global cluster, this is what we are being taught. This is what we are all aspiring towards, bringing the greatness back into Nigeria and Africa. So my closing remarks today are this. Let us all try and emulate the spirit of Lieutenant Yerima, right? And when we see a wrong, stand up for the right. Stand up for the right. There isn't a court in the land that is going to convict you for doing right. I want to thank Hizemi, my brother from another mother. Thank you once again for showing up for me and obviously feeding us and nourishing us with your knowledge and your experience. Thank you for Grace to Grace. Thank you, Steve, Mr. Motivator. Shijo, as always. Thank you, my brother. Right? I'm here every Saturday morning, 9:30, right? Talking about security issues that concern us as Black people and as Africans. Right? For those of you who are interested, we have another mind surgery this evening at 5 o'clock. We are the Global Clusters, aspiring technocrats and would-be technocrats, business directors and would-be directors, people who want to get on in life. The Global Clusters is a medium where people can network, right? If you've got a business and you want to grow your business, or you're interested in learning a trade, or you want to get some qualifications, we have mediums on the Global Cluster where you can get these qualifications for free, right? For those of you who want to join, it's free. If you go to thesparkhubs.org, that is SPARKHUBS.org, right? And you can sign up for free. But if you want to be a vendor, obviously, that will obviously incur some kind of remuneration, right? But like I said, we are the Global Clusters. I am Michael Gbenga Oshin, the 001 Global Security Clusters, CEO of Clearcross Group Global, and also the newly appointed Director for Security and Protocol with the Nigerian Youth Alliance. Thank you all for coming, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Saturday morning at 9:30. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay. Okay.